What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the TB Toycast YouTube channel. And today we are unboxing from the Turtles of Grayskull line. It is the Shredder, the evil master of ninjutsu. Such a fun line. As you can see here, it is Masters of the Universe plus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I don't think this line's going anymore. As we know, in 2025, they're actually gearing up for a Masters of the Universe Thundercats crossover, and I'm going to give my opinions on that and on this line. I was super excited when I first heard about this. I was like, Motu style Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle characters, give it all to me. The artwork, the packaging, I mean, look at this, like Shredder, Skeletor, all really cool. But I think what happened, and they're still doing it with this Thundercats line, which I don't think will be a success from this aspect. And so what they did, at least in the first wave, is they did two Motu characters and two Ninja Turtles. You know, and we got like a mutated He-Man, what I call a Turtle Armor Man-at-Arms. Plus we got, I think it was Leonardo and I think it was Donatello. And those were great, but it's like, do we need a Turtle Armor Man-at-Arms? Do we need a purple-skinned He-Man? That's the part I don't think was for everybody, but I do think some people liked it. So I think getting Shredder, getting the Turtles, you know, Bebop and Rocksteady, Krang, who we actually unboxed earlier on the channel, that's great, but other aspects, I don't know. Now, the Thundercats line, what's interesting about that one is you can buy Lion-O, and you can put the Motu-style armor on him to make him like a Motu version of Lion-O. But you can take all that out and make some changes with different leg pieces and arm pieces and stuff, and you got a traditional Lion-O. So it's like a 2-in-1. I think that's a home run if there ever was one. So to me, that's really, really cool. And it's one of those things where I could see people being members of what, you know, Kyle Peterson refers to as the double up club. You buy a regular Lion-O, and you also buy one to make a Motu Lion-O. Could get a little expensive, of course, but still really cool. I believe those are also coming with a comic book. At least I think they are, which I think is cool. And of course, I think, you know, it's still a very cool idea for a line. And like I said, Shredder here, perfect addition to this line. We're going to take a look at the packaging here on the back. Awesome artwork. Of course, we got Splinter. He'll be coming up on the channel. I do have that figure. And then, of course, we got a roster here. We got Beastman, but a slightly different version of Beastman we're not typically used to, and a new Ram Man. I do have both of those coming up. And again, were those necessary? No, probably not, but they are really cool. Raphael, of course, and then Shredder. So all in all, the line is fun. The line is really cool. It's just one of those things where I don't know if you always need the Motu characters as well, of course, here. All Shredder's wanted to do was eliminate the Turtles once and for all. Unfortunately, Krang's plans to harness the most powerful force in the universe backfired and flung them to planet Eternia, where Shredder encounters an interesting new ally. Obviously, that would probably be Skeletor. I know there's been some Turtle crossovers in the past. I know they did a Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle a comic book and graphic novel, as well as an animated film. Those were excellent, I thought. So, you know, I think these crossovers can be fun. You know, I don't think they need to last forever, and obviously this line didn't last super long, but while it was going, it was really cool. It felt like they warmed the pegs a lot, at least where I saw them. I will say, props to my local toy shop who put the tag down here so it doesn't actually cover the face of it, because I'm like, I'm taking it off anyway. I'll just leave it right there, no problem. But I think it's also one of those lines where in time people will be like, wow, that would really be cool to get a Shredder for my Motu Origins collection. It would be really cool to get a Lion-O for my Motu Origins collection. Very, very cool stuff. So all in all, I can't say enough good things about this figure, this line. Very, very cool stuff. Like I said, I love the packaging. We're going to open this up, kind of take a better look at everything. And, of course, the comic book is something they probably didn't need to include, and I'm sure it got a little costly to include it in all the packages. But I'm glad that they do. I think it's a really fun addition, and it does kind of give this line something different that we don't normally get. The twist ties. So many twist ties. Getting Shredder's weapons out of here. All right. Freaking twist ties. Twist ties for days. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? The bane of my existence. Let's get Shredder out of the package here. I do like these kind of like reimaginings of these classic characters, and I think that's what's so cool about this line is it's not like just a typical Ninja Turtle. We've got kind of a Motu style Ninja Turtle, and I think that makes it really cool. Let's take a look at Shredder here. Awesome. I love the armor. and the classic look. And obviously they reuse a lot of parts here, but I think that that's okay in the context of what they're doing. I think that that's okay. This thing is sharp because I just poked me right in the thumb, so well aware of that. But very cool stuff. Very, very cool stuff. An alternate head might have been kind of cool to kind of get like unmasked Shredder, but beggars can't be choosers here. The cape on there is really, really cool. Again, all this armor totally removable, which is really, really fun. And I'm sure it's cheaper for them to do that as opposed to making all new molds for every character. Because obviously with the Turtles, they probably had to do some new molds. With them being turtles and stuff, and their feet and everything else. But still cool stuff. Put the crossbow right there. Well, now I'm dropping his weapon. Let's see if I can get that back in his hand. But yeah, cool figure for sure. I love, like I said, I love the color scheme. I love the look of it. That leg, it kind of needs, I need to bend that leg a little bit more. I'm afraid I'm going to break it. There we go. As we know, I have broken a figure on this channel a time or two. I think twice now. I've had a couple of things break, so. My Super 7 Lion-O broke a while back. Cool stuff. Of course, we got directions here. Need directions? You got them. Removable parts. Oh, that's cool. So, yeah, you can remove the head, obviously, but it's not necessary. Not a whole lot of information there. Let's take a look at the comic book. These comic books are always so much fun. Love the artwork on these. Belly of the Beast Man. And I believe every wave has its own comic book, which is cool. And it is a mini comic, but I mean, it's like several pages, It's not like a small comic. So I do want to read this. I'm not going to read it on the show because that would be probably kind of boring. But again, I think stuff like this is super cool. It adds like an element of like making me want to collect this even more. Stuff like that is so cool. I miss that from back in the day, giving us something that's a little bit different that makes you want to dive into these figures even more. So, again, Shredder is a perfect addition to this line, and definitely, obviously the main bad guy turtle. We've already unboxed Krang, and I got more turtles coming up, and there's actually a few more characters from this line I do need to get. I would like to get. I just saw Tila the other day. I think I bought her, but I don't remember for sure. And again, the Motu characters, it didn't seem like a thing people needed to get, and we're gonna see that a little bit with the new Thundercats line because. Wave 1, you got Lion-O, you got Chitara, and then you got Battle Catman, which is kind of fun. Makes sense. Not sure if I need it. And then you got Skelra, was the deluxe figure. You actually do Skeletor or Mumra. Super cool. Wave 2 will be Tigra, Panthro, and He-Man, actually, but a much different looking He-Man. I could see people passing on that and just getting Tigra and Panthro. I guess we'll know at some point. And the reason I think that these Thundercats ones might be more successful than others is we haven't really had retail Thundercats in a long time besides Super 7, which those are obviously a little bit higher price point. So I am curious how these will do. I think they will be fun. Like I said, I love the 5.5 style figures. I love the articulation of these Origins figures. And again, I think it's kind of cool that you could have the Turtles of Grayskull, the He-Man Origins, and even the Masters of the WWE Universe, and even the WWE Superstars, if you wanted to, kind of all in one collection. I think that's super cool. Makes it really fun, and definitely a line I'm going to continue to collect. I get behind on some of these collections. There's so many that I need to unbox, especially Motu Origins with all the recent Mattel Creations releases. So I'm going to start diving into these a little bit more because it's so easy to be like, oh, I want to unbox all the new stuff. Then all the stuff from the past kind of gets caught up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much to unbox. But it happens. Shredder, definitely a cool figure. Glad to have it in the collection, and hopefully some more Turtles of Grayskull and Masters of the Universe Origins will be coming up down the road. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Make sure to check out my other unboxing videos on the channel. If you like Turtles of Grayskull, I unboxed Krang, a big deluxe figure. That was a few weeks ago, actually a few months ago at this point. So check that one out. If you're a DC Multiverse fan, a lot of DC Multiverse have been unboxed, including the most recent Three Jokers Batman. So check that out in the archives as well. How about the retro fans? If you're a retro fan, I recently unboxed Conquistador Dos from KWK, Kayfabe Heroes. Check that out in the archives. How about Starting Lineup? That was a fun one. I unboxed Ken Griffey Jr. from the original Starting Lineups figures from Kenner from way back in the day. Total Justice Batman did that one a few weeks ago as well, so check that out. Jada Toys, how about Street Fighter? I did Guile. Check that out. A lot of Mattel Elites as well. And not only that, check out the other shows. What's on the Pegs, dropping new episodes every Saturday. And then, of course, once a month, Tales of the Toy Box. I've already done 2 episodes, including, most recently we did WWF Hasbro Series 1. And before that was G.I. Joe Street Fighter. I have so many lines I want to do. X-Men, Batman the Animated Series, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, WCW Galoob, and so many others. It's kind of hard to determine which one to do next. So I'm kind of narrowing that down, and I'm going to have to start getting on that pretty soon, because before you know it, it'll be June, and it'll be time for another episode. And, of course, June starts the summer vacations and everything else, and everyone gets busy, and I'll have to try to figure out time to get all this stuff done. But it's a passion project, and it's a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoy it. Also, check out the TB Toycast podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. We drop new episodes every Thursday. Me and Travis sit down. We talk about a main event. Could be anything. Maybe someday we'll be covering Turtles of Grayskull. Nothing in the plans right now, but it could be happening down the road now that the line's over for sure. And we also talk about all the news of the week. Things that have us excited, things we're picking up, things we're seeing on the pegs, and maybe even things we're not a fan of anymore, because that changes almost week to week. But it's a lot of fun, and I think you guys will enjoy it. If you haven't listened to the podcast, check it out wherever you get your podcast. Apple, Spotify, all the usual spots will have it for sure. And make sure to subscribe. I have like 69 subscribers, not a ton, obviously, but I'm still building this. Once we get to 100, I will be doing a giveaway. That's not going away. 100 subscribers, we will be doing a giveaway. So check that out and, subscribe. Tell your friends. Let people know that you check out this channel. And the more people we can do that, the more I can give away free stuff, right? Everybody likes free stuff. I've also been toying with the idea of a Patreon. Would you guys be into that? Early access to videos, behind the scenes, maybe getting to choose the next videos I do, things of that nature. I've done a Patreon before, but I didn't actually control it. I was just kind of a part of it. So this would be all me, of course. Would that be something you're into? If you are, let me know. Drop it in the comments down below. I would keep it relatively simple and cheap priced, but just maybe something to help cover the cost of doing all this stuff. So let me know what you guys think. But anyway, thank you guys for checking out the TB Toycast YouTube channel. That's Shredder of the Turtles of Grayskull. And we will see you guys in the toy aisle.
Yeah. One more time. It ain't over till I say it's over. So lock the cage up, cause this is a takeover. The wait's over. If this the final time we meet, then you'll be on your back on my feet. Then I'll tip the cage over as a hangover. I'm super fly so I can splash off the top. And I can shut down the shot.